Mercedes-Benz motor cars, they're everywhere, aren't they? Have you noticed? Did you know, I can't think why you would, but it happens to be a fact, that the Mercedes A-Class is the second best-selling car in Britain. Never used to be like that, did it? Back in the day being the 1970s, if you popped along to one of those special parties that they used to have, and the keyring that you put in the goldfish bowl had a three-pointed star on it, then let me tell you, my friend, that would have raised eyebrows, amongst other things. And it was this car that convinced the sceptical world that perhaps the very best cars available anywhere were made by Mercedes-Benz. Surely 2.7 million happy customers over the 10 years from the mid-70s to the mid-80s that it was made can't be wrong. Now, most of those customers would have gone for an oil-burning four-door variant, and less than 200,000 of the cars that were made were actually two-door coupes like this one. And this one's a bit odd. It's a 230C. So that means it's got the four-cylinder rather than the legendary 2.8 twin-cam engine. And it's got a carburettor. But from new, it had the optional, very lovely, very expensive alloy wheels and a sunroof, which still works, although I'm not going to tempt fate by actually demonstrating that. When you buy the car, you can try it. Most Brits' experience of one of these cars and the Mercedes-Benz was when you go on holiday to Spain or somewhere like that, and all the taxis at the airport were Mercedes 123s, diesels, obviously. Mercedes, as a sign of just how much effort and how much confidence Mercedes put into this car, the odometer would go up to 1,000,000 miles or 1,000,000 kilometres. And many of them, particularly the ones that use as taxis, did. So if you were going to make a short, educational and hopefully entertaining little film about the two-door incarnation of the Mercedes W123 series, you could approach it in a couple of ways. You could spend a couple of hours on Wikipedia finding out all about direct competitors for this car back in the day, like the Ford Capri, the Lancia Vita Coupe, and the Alfa Romeo Alfetta in both its four-cylinder 2-litre form and its much-loved iconic V6 version. Or you could perhaps find someone who'd owned all of those cars before. Do you know what this car's done that they didn't do? It's stuck around. The others are gone. They just weren't nearly as well made as this Mercedes, and that's just one of the reasons why Mercedes gained the reputation that they did. Cars used to rust. Cars used to fall apart. Terrible things used to happen relatively early on in their life. And the reason was they weren't as well designed, they weren't as well manufactured, and they weren't made from the same stuff as Mercedes W123. It was an expensive car when it was new. That's why there weren't so many of them sold in the UK. That's why it was a rare sight. I tell you what, the Germans, they know how to build a car. They really do. If you're done with the fast and the obvious, then you just might be ready to appreciate the subtler qualities of this Mercedes C123. But for a lot of people, the whole classic car thing is about recapturing your youth. And if that's you, fill your boots, get a hair transplant. Why not try one of those young Russian women that the internet is always telling me are dying to meet me? But are they? I mean, really. But don't buy one of these. because the Mercedes W123 is the classic car that's strictly for grown-ups.